Hello everyone, Michael here, but you guys know me online as Sir Mac. And welcome to another episode of Sir Mac Talks. And this video is going to be different than my other Sir Mac Talks videos, because today we're going to be taking a look back at the very first episode of Sir Mac Talks, named Sir Mac Talks Autism. And the reason why I wanted to do this is so that I can look back at how far I've come and see if my opinion has changed on autism. So without further ado, let's get started. Okie dokie, I've got the video pulled up and we are gonna go ahead and get right into it. Let's get started. That's a little quiet, let me turn that up a bit. Okay, one more time from the beginning. Yeah, I just want to say, back then I didn't really know how to adjust the volumes properly for my videos. Some of my videos in these days ended up being pretty quiet, even when you turned up the volume all the way. So I guess since then I've learned how to do that, how to adjust like different volumes in different levels. So yeah, that's definitely an improvement. Alright, let's continue.
Hello everyone, it's Sir Mac here, and welcome to Sir Mac Talks.
Oh boy. These glasses though, it's almost like you can't see into my eyes. Like, I mean, obviously, like, you can see into my eyes right now. Like, I'm not wearing any goggles like I am in this picture, but I kind of felt like the glasses was a necessary change later on because I didn't want to be all like, hey there, how's it going? Welcome to the video. Almost like I couldn't see the people that I'm trying to address, you know? Anywho, let's keep going.
And autism has been an issue in my family for as long as I can
did sound
remember.
pretty quiet
My
here.
family's had to deal with autism ever since I was young, which is something like 15 years at least.
15 years. I mean, okay, here's the thing. My older sibling who's autistic, his name is Kenny. I believe he's in his late 20s by now. Yeah, that seems about right. So it's definitely at least 15 years, but definitely longer than that. Like, another thing is, you usually know when your child is autistic when they reach age 5. I think it's through sort of a checkup. I don't know. I don't know the entire process. You'd think I'd know by now, but I don't. At least I know that you should know by the time they're 5.
In my own words, autism is a brain condition in which the victim does stuff that normal people don't usually do.
Okay, let's go back a bit. I wonder what the actual definition of autism is, real quick. Let me go check it out real quick. According to Google, autism is a developmental disorder of variable severity that is characterized by difficulty in social interaction and communication and by restricted or repetitive patterns of thought and behavior. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Matthew has definitely had trouble communicating with other people. That much is for sure. And I can kind of understand social interaction issues as well. He tends to spend most of his time on devices because he's not really that good at social interaction. I mean, heck, I'm still learning about social interaction myself, so even at that, I really never know for sure what being autistic is like. So, yeah. It's tough. Like, my condolences to anyone watching this video that has autism.
Does stuff that normal people don't usually do.
And I think my description
An
is
example
pretty
I can think of
accurate,
is
in a
showing
way.
your own hand for no reason, which is what one of my brothers does sometimes.
And that would be Kenny.
I currently have 2 autistic brothers, at least that I know of. I don't know if anyone
And
else in my
there's no
immediate
update.
family has autism.
There's no update
but,
on that. There's just the 2 autistic brothers, Matthew and Kenny. But I guess since then, like, I've met quite a few people who've had mental disorders, including autism. I never realized that autism affects so many people. Wow. And I just
So the first person that I wanted to talk about that has autism is my brother Kenny. He is a grown man with the brain of a toddler.
It almost looks like those pictures just came, like, straight out of my mouth. Like, you see that?
With the brain of
Out of my
a
mouth.
toddler.
I think I was experimenting with the zoom feature, and somehow my mouth was straight in the middle of the screen. I mean, somehow it worked. Somehow those images just came out of my mouth. Nice little touch there. Too bad I didn't realize it back then.
He likes to grab at stuff. He likes to grab
Because
food,
he's
especially.
exploring.
He seems to be pretty hungry a lot. He is nonverbal.
Yeah,
He can't
and
speak.
I guess some people don't have the ability to speak. I guess that would technically be classified as dumb. Don't get angry at me. I'm not calling anyone dumb. It's just that, based on what I know, the term for someone who cannot speak is dumb. That's just what I've heard. Just wanted to make that clear. Okay, moving on.
And that's pretty much it as far as immediate conclusions go.
Immediate conclusions. Yes, he's verbal, non-verbal in the sense that he can't make out words. But he is, he does make sounds. Like, I could open the door right now and you could probably hear him. Let's try it out. No? Okay, worth a shot. But yeah, if you've been around my streams and videos long enough, you'll hear him in the background. I've just gotten used to it as background noise, and I'm sure everyone else has as well.
And one of the only things that keeps Kenny content is putting certain movies on a TV for him to watch. He seems to like us.
Yep, those movies and videos are still going to this day. We haven't really found any other alternatives. I guess honestly I do get tired of seeing the same movies and shows all over again. But I think lately, Mom and Dad have been trying out different options. Like, I used to watch Disney a lot, but I can see that we're trying to branch out to Sesame Street and Nick Jr., for instance. That's been going kind of well. And that brings up something else. I do sometimes get upset at seeing the same movies over and over again, but understanding that Matthew and Kenny are going to be the way they are, I can't really do much about it. So I guess the only other way is to, like, embrace it. Or just dismiss it as background noise. Honestly, I do find myself sometimes, watching those movies and shows, even when I've seen them 1,000 times before. But some of them are just really good, and I can't stop watching them. I like them, but I don't want to see them very repetitively. I think you understand what I mean by that, don't you? Anywho, let's keep going.
And even newer ones like Frozen and Moana.
Yep, I guess since then we've branched out to a few others, like I've seen 101 Dalmatians, I've seen Pinocchio, like older Disney movies. I guess it's just mostly animated, not like live action or anything like that. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen a... Like, it's actually pretty rare that there's a live-action movie on Kenny's TV. But, you know, with autistic kids, lots of things are weird.
He also seems to like certain VeggieTales videos.
Ah, VeggieTales. Yes, I enjoy VeggieTales myself, to be honest. Like, I do remember this period of time where I was, like, very interested in VeggieTales, that I wanted to watch every single episode in order. And I got most of the way done. I kind of stopped around, what was it? The night before Easter. Like, that one, I feel like was a ripoff of one of their earlier episodes, I'm gonna be honest. I think VeggieTales stopped getting interesting in the later years, like, late 2000s, early 2010s, to be honest. But the classic episodes are really the best. I would really suggest that you go watch those. All the 1990s and early 2000s episodes, definitely go watch them if you haven't already. But I've seen those, I've seen some of these episodes so many times that I know every word. Or at least, almost every word. That's how many That's how many times we've watched some of these movies and shows. And yet I still enjoy some of them.
They just count down the top silly songs of the day.
I don't know. I don't know why I didn't edit that. I don't know why I didn't re-record that. Yeah, sure, because they release 10 silly songs every day. If they actually did that, that's gotta be like 10,000 silly songs by now. Anywho, I digress. Something that I haven't pointed out already is, well, I guess the animation is a little choppy. But I've improved. What I've also improved on is, like, this is one of those rare videos that I actually didn't have a script on. I just said whatever came to my mind. And I was like, let's just let this flow. Let's just keep showing off all these ideas and my thoughts and experiences, and well, didn't really work out for me too well, because I'm kind of bad at, like, trying to get a good train of thought going, and, like, sometimes I don't know what I'm gonna say next. And sometimes I mumble up my words. You can kind of notice them in this video as well. But again, I've improved since then. If you've watched some of my later videos, then, well, you can see how I've improved.
Every once in a while, Kenny manages to get outside the house on his own, and those times we have to chase him down.
Yeah, I don't actually remember the last time Kenny went outside on his own. But it seems like those rides are getting more frequent. I think Mom and Dad plan out a ride like every day for Kenny, because he just can't stay in the house too long for some reason. Again, I don't know what they have to deal with. I don't know what autistic kids have to deal with.
So yeah, Kenny cannot go out. Actually, Kenny can't be.
Yeah, see that point right there where I kind of stumbled a bit? That just shows that, well, I didn't really have anything specific in mind, and I just said whatever came to the top of my head. Not really the best way to plan out a video like this, is it?
He left on his own for very long. We think that
The cat.
if he get into trouble, maybe he could.
That cat was actually Little Lady. I remember, well, a few months back, both of our cats, Little Lady and Baby Cat, they passed away. And that was pretty tough to deal with. But at the very least, I've got, like, a recording of Little Lady meowing in the background of a video that's about autism. Kinda out of the blue, don't you think?
Which leads me to my next autistic sibling, Matthew.
Oh boy, he's a handful.
Matthew was autistic. My mom told me that he was autistic like a month or two ago. And based on his recent actions, I always thought he had a screw loose or something.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why I didn't come to that conclusion earlier on. I guess ever since then I've started to notice, like, how he's autistic. And it's just really interesting to look at.
Some things that you can point out about Matthew is, he seems to be on screens pretty much all day.
That doesn't necessarily mean that he's autistic. I used to be on screens all the time. And those were some times that I really should have been doing something better. Like, I would be on screens when I should be doing homework or going to sleep. And yet, I didn't really use my screen time wisely.
One of the websites that Matthew likes to visit is this place called Scratch.
Scratch. Coincidentally enough, like, he's actually kind of getting back into Scratch. And I've kind of seen some bits and pieces of the website myself. It's not really all that bad. It's just, let's just say you need to be careful when you're on the internet. And Matthew was not very careful at the time.
You are able to make your own video creations.
In a way.
Some of them are interactive.
That, oh my gosh, that's dumb. That's pretty cringy, to be honest. Man, was I disorganized back then.
He tends to curse quite a bit. I do not know where he gets that from, but my mom and dad have constantly told him to stop.
And nothing has changed since then. He is still... Actually, I'm wrong. he is still easily angered by some stuff. Well, I guess nowadays it's more like upset than angry, but still. He still gets angry. But I mean, I don't know how his brain works. I mean, I kind of feel like he needs to have some things done a certain way, otherwise they're not really gonna be fun for him. Like, a couple days ago when we took a vacation, we went to, like an amusement park of sorts that had, like 3 different golf courses. And the first golf course was closed. Like, closed down for repairs. The other 2 were perfectly fine, but Matthew, for some reason, didn't want to play golf because of that one course being closed. And I mean, no matter what kind of logic Dad tried to give him, it was just implanted in his head that he needed to go to number 1 first, then number 2, then number 3. That kind of logic doesn't really make sense to me. Like, doing stuff in order for you to have fun. But in Matthew's mind, it's different. It's just different. And I've come to accept that.
Yet he continues doing it, and I think that might be because he's autistic. In my opinion, I think
Well, here's the thing. He still does curse, but it's not because he's autistic. It's because he's easily misunderstood. And because he gets angry, of course.
it's harder to get autistic people to change.
I can tell you now that that is true. That's very true. It is harder to get autistic people to change because their minds work a certain way. But ever since this video released, I have seen some improvement with him. He's doing pretty well in his classes. He's learning to control his anger. He's learning to use words in the correct way. But of course, he still does get angry. And, like, sometimes I can understand. I mean, Kenny being loud and annoying as he is, at least Matthew thinks he's loud and annoying, and I don't blame him for that. He does get angry at Kenny a lot because of that. Because his brain works a certain way, and he's, like, loud and won't listen to anybody. That's still there. And I can understand that. I actually kind of hated Kenny myself for a period of time. But then as I learned to accept why he is this way and that he's not going to change, at least not that easily, I've learned to accept his ways and, well, love him just like my other family members. And it's the same deal with Matthew.
Well, I personally have adjusted to Kenny's ways, but Matthew, on the other hand, even though he's autistic, I have hope that he will improve somehow.
I am gonna be honest. Just because I've accepted something doesn't really mean that I enjoy it. Like, I guess you can accept that something bad will happen, but you're not necessarily gonna like it. It's just that you understand that it's going to happen, and that, well, there's not much you can do about it. But that also does mean that you're understanding that it can't change, so you're looking at other options, like trying to remove the distraction or the temptation or the bad habit. Or you can embrace it. Just like I've embraced watching Kenny's movies and shows sometimes. And that's just really what's meant by accepting something.
Another thing that I wanted to bring up is every once in a while when I scroll through Facebook or something, I see a post shared by my mom or dad about something concerning autism.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few posts on autism from my mom and dad. And who can blame them? They literally deal with autistic kids. They need to spread the word about autism somehow. They need to support other people that have autistic kids or that have autism themselves. Just like I'm doing with some of my friends online. I'm not going to throw out any names.
I understand their reason for concern, but doesn't seem like we do much about that.
That's not necessarily true. Just spreading the word about it is, like, really helpful. Like, get people to notice autism and accept it. I mean, that's going to be mentioned later in the video. So I'll talk about that topic when it comes up.
It's amazing that Mom and Dad have had to deal with autism for at least 15 years.
I still don't know how they do it.
They've done a good job. As for myself, I think I might want to try find more ways to raise awareness for autism.
I guess some of the ways that I found some of these autistic people, or gotten involved in some of these things, is because I've just been showing kindness and respect to everyone that comes by. I try to do that all the time in my streams, and I've seen some interesting characters show up to my streams. And I want to say this in a nice way without offending anybody. As interesting as they are, I understand that they have issues and I try to accept them. But it's hard. It's hard to accept that you've got mental issues and mental disorders, and that you have to deal with them all the time. But I kind of feel like the sooner you accept it, the better off you'll be, and you might be able to find a solution that you've never even thought of before.
The best thing that you can do to raise awareness of autism is maybe to share this video, or maybe post something on Facebook or tweet it out or something. Just tell your friends about autism and use some of the struggles that I've been going through as an example.
I feel like those are good ways to tell people about autism, but I feel like the best thing, and I guess really the easiest thing, is to just let them know. Those 3 things that were mentioned. Hey, share this video. Through this video, I'm telling you guys about autism and what I've gone through using social media. That's telling other people, and then just simply telling your friends. But here's the thing, it's not enough to just raise awareness of it. You have to learn to tell people about it, and also just tell people to accept it. Just as I've accepted having to deal with Kenny and his movies, and how I've accepted to deal with Matthew and his anger issues and his trouble understanding us. You guys should learn to do the same. Don't just be aware of autism. Learn to accept it so that you can make your life and the lives of others, including autistic people, better.
In fact, maybe you could reference some people to my video or something. I'm starting to sound like a bit of a sellout, aren't I? Well, I mean,
yeah.
Autism is a serious
but
issue.
But who can blame me?
Be sure to spread the word about autism and get your friends involved in this sort of thing.
Evolved? Evolved? Man, I really needed to articulate more. I mean, I'm having a bit of trouble articulating here myself. Maybe if you could go through this video itself. Not just the autism video, but the look back on autism video, like this video that you're watching right now. You'll notice sometimes where I've stumbled on my words, failed to articulate, so you couldn't really get the full message. I think that's a thing that I still struggle with. But at least I'm aware of it, and I'm working to change it. But if I can't change it, then I just need to learn to accept it. Like I've accepted autism.
And with that, I'm pretty much done here. I'll be signing off for now. See y'all later, and have a good day.
Yeah, and you guys responded pretty well to the video that I posted. I guess if we take a look down at the comments here, well, Elizabeth DeLong here says, yeah, autism is pretty bad, but while there might never be a cure for it, there do need to be more people aware about it. And again, it's not just being aware of this thing, like this issue that we need to do. We need to learn to accept it and, well, find ways to deal with it. So that pretty much wraps up this video. It's really interesting to take a look back and see how far I've come. This is this autism video is my very first Cermak Talks video. Unless you count the introduction to Cermak Talks video, but I'm not doing that. This is the first one. This is where it all began. this video started a whole series of topics that I wanted to discuss. And wow, has it been quite an adventure. I mean, I've really learned and grown in so many ways. I've found better ways to edit videos. I've found better topics to talk about. I've learned how to write a script and articulate more so that I can make my videos clearer and stronger. Yeah, it's been quite an adventure. I guess in general terms, when you take a look back at how far you've come, you really start to appreciate, like, what sparked this idea that you've had. What sparked this idea that you want to change and you want to try something new. And it's just really amazing to see how far you've come. I guess that pretty much wraps up this video. I think I'll be making some more Cermak Talks videos in the future. I've already got a few ideas here that I wanna try out. And, well, we'll just see where this goes. So, as always, thanks for watching, see y'all later, and have a good day. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I would appreciate it if you hit that like button down below. You could also leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. And for more fun content, you can check out my live streams at twitch.tv/CerMac. Follow me on Twitter at Certer_Mac71, and join my Discord using the link in the description. And as always, thanks for watching, see y'all later, and have a good day.